Enhle, njani? I'm good. Oh, you also know my name. Mbali Enhle, no Enhle Mbali.
Yes.
Thank you so much for allowing us to interview you all the way. You said Johannesburg, right? Or Pretoria?
Yeah.
So
Johannesburg.
Just tell us more about yourself. What do you do and who are you?
Okay. I'm Enhle Mahlanyana. I'm a student at Wits. I'm studying LLB. What else? This is a very difficult question. I don't know what else about me.
No, that's
okay, I'm
fine.
originally from Cape Town.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm originally from Cape Town, but I'm based in Johannesburg now.
I'm saying it's
Thank you.
Okay, so that moves us to our second question. So, how does the COVID-19 affect you personally as Enhle and affect Enhle that is in sport and also that is when doing her second year?
Okay, I'll start with just me. I think that in terms of the virus itself, okay, yes, it's a concern. But I think with the aftermath of having to be indoors, of having to be keeping like social distancing, I think it's really affected me personally. I'm a bubbly person. I love meeting people. I love being in the midst of people. So it was really some of a culture shock.
Yeah.
Of now, okay, I can't go out. I must just be indoors and just look at my family, you know. But then when it comes to my studies, I never realized that I actually appreciate being on campus until now. Okay. I always used to say, I hate being on campus. I hate campus. Nah.
Yeah.
But now that I'm at home and I'm forced to work from home, I'm realizing that I appreciate it also that I go on campus, attend tutorials, attend lectures, because that's actually when I learn. So now I'm having to, be disciplined, align my thoughts, be like, actually, it's messed up my sleeping patterns because nilala late because I start working late.
Yeah.
And I so it's just, and then when it comes to my sport, I'm very sad. Because sport for me was just, it's a relief, like it's just one thing you do at the end of the week to just have fun. Yeah. And so I realized that, and I hate going to the gym. I hate the gym, hate it. And they understand the concept. I feel like people at the gym are there just to show off, So I just oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So for me, sport was my form of exercise of keeping healthy. So when it's gone,
Okay, so I'm sorry about that. On the sports side, and I also understand with the campus life. But I just want to ask you another question regarding campus. No? I know that when I was still in varsity, I would get motivation from, sometimes I'd be lazy to go and study, and then hey, I'm here to study, and that would be a more or less a wake-up call for me to go and take my books in your phone. That would be a motivation to me. And I used to have like study groups, and now there's no study groups. There's no roommate that's gonna be like a motivation to students that are more or less that need motivation, that need a little bit of a push to study. And then now, what advice would you give to those students? What advice would you give to that student that doesn't have a textbook? When they have group assignments, and then boleka textbook banbani afunde. So now there's no banbani to boleka textbook from. They have to study ngokunokwabo, and others bahlala eNgcobo, and akukho internet, akukho network. They can't even connect to tutorials esendwayo online. What advice would you give to those students?
Sure, it's hectic because I think one of the things when they announced about we're going to go online, like we're going to learn online, my first concern was what about the children that can't access our material online because we don't have a better chance song. But I think it's the time where the friends that we made on campus are supposed to pull through for us. I think it's the student that's in the position. It's time for them to reach out allow themselves to be vulnerable to abanye abantwana, but listen, I can't, can you help? I think it's really the time to ask for help, because uhlala and be like, oh, I'm in the situation.
Yes.
Institutions don't care.
Yeah.
Institutions do not care. Like, as long as the majority, but as long as the majority has a way of figuring it out, then it's fine with them. So I think really it's the time for the students that are in the situation to speak out and ask for help. And for us as well to be able to help. I mean, Umdo is not just going to ask for pictures of a textbook because we're lazy, but it's because they don't have. So when you're able to help, do that, like, be that helping hand.
I love it, Antle. And like, now I'm learning something from you, that it's important to make friends at campus. It's important to have people, when things like this happen, also by like, Chumiam, please send me pictures. And not, I understand other people are introverts, but quick cases as in Jena, it's very important to have
I mean, when it comes to like people on campus, I'm scared, but I make sure that I'm on every group chat, every WhatsApp group chat that there is, I'm on it, because then I also get to speak when I need things, or just someone else asks and then leave for money by default. So it really, these connections really do help. I think it's a networking idea that takes us in a certain settings when we're older. Networking is really, really important.
I love it. And Claire, thank you so much. But this is going to
thank you so much.
To our last question, right? It's based on Romans 8, verse 28, right? So now, let me read that verse to you. Okay,
it's in my Romans 8:28 is in my head. It's my favorite scripture.
Oh, I love it. Then just shoot.
All things work together for the good of those who love God and who are called according to his purpose.
Yes. So now I actually wanted to quote it because I'm wrong from the Bible. I love it. So that's also my favorite verse, which also leads us to Ilendo's equation about there's always something good in every bad.
Yeah.
I born a ugly situation that seems very bad for now, but there's a message, or there's something, the hidden message that God is trying to send to you, and it's a positive thing. So can you try and shift our minds into, and shift other students into that message that God is trying to send? What I think out from this?
For sure, I do think that whoever that was struggling with discipline, by the end of the whole period, I do think that it's something that we could have done, is self-discipline. We won't always be in a setting where we are monitored, but you will come to a place and a time in your life where you have to push yourself.
Yes.
So I think this is just the time where you can just see how far you could go. You can get characteristics that, or notice characteristics that you didn't know that you had, your strengths. But I think this is really not a time for us to be scared. It's not a time for us to be dismayed, but just to look at and be grateful and anticipate the greater picture and the greater thing that's going to come out of it. For the student that's studying in the midst of access to internet, the beauty of seeing you work together with other people to getting to where you are. So I think that we just need to be positive and open to seeing about what is it that I can take out of this? What is it that I can tell the next person about through this experience? This is what I gained. More than us actually just living in fear and being like, yo, our lives are over, our lives are doomed. I mean, there were always chats of people asking about, what if they make us repeat an academic year? Okay, what if they do? You probably would have then get a better chance next year to do better at a certain module. Not saying that we need to repeat an academic year, guys, time frames, okay? But my point is, there's always that thing that you can get to be better at, a skill that you can master. And so I think let's just take that time to master certain skills.
Antle, we as Kisima, we love you so much. We are as long.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for allowing us to take your 15 minutes. Our 15 minutes is up now, and we'll surely post this interview and tag you. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay, thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.